I sent her an email saying, hey, these are my offer terms. So this is my letter of intent. Property address, blah, blah, blah. We can buy your home any of the following ways and close through a real estate attorney or title company. Owner carry program. If option 2 doesn't work for you, we can keep the existing loan in place and pay you the difference between the existing loan and price below at closing. Purchase price $300,000, monthly payments of $1,432, 2-year balloon, no money down, and technically this is 4% interest, but I'll explain that in the paperwork we're about to do. So she said, this is what she said to me. She said, the terms agree with what we talked over the phone. We can move forward. I have 2 other properties, blah, blah, blah. If all is good, please ask escrow company to work on the paperwork. I look forward to working with you. So she agreed. It's freaking that simple. And the property rents for like $2,000 to $3,000 a month in Fort Myers. So great deal, right? It sounds too good to be true. So we're gonna get it under contract, and we're gonna see what else happens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Henry, right here is the seller addendum. So there's a lot of ways to fill out seller financing paperwork, but I use an addendum, okay? And I just write out what the terms are in the addendum, and it's as simple as that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to fill this out for everyone. All right, so make a copy. So we're going to call this seller finance addendum, and this will be Fort Myers, okay? So I'm going to make a copy, and it's time to fill it out. Ask me if you have any questions. There's 2 pieces of paperwork. You need a real estate purchase contract, and then you need a seller finance addendum. This agreement is between Noel. Man, I got too many tabs open, man. This is crazy talk. Noel Wynn, okay? And my LLC is Ventures of Nathan Payne Enterprises. And what this is saying is this is referencing the agreement that you made where they signed the purchase agreement. So that hopefully she signs it today. Let's see, 3/16. I'm going to call her after this and just walk her through it. I'll show you guys how to talk to a seller and walk her through an agreement. Buyer, sorry, Henry, what's up?
It's not that on 3 or 2.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. I'm glad you got my back, dude. 2/16. 23. The buyer and seller, when mentioned together, may be referred to as parties. Seller agrees to sell to buyer the property known as, and then we put the address in there. Bada bing, bada boom. So you're just putting in the info. Property terms. Purchase price $300,000. Remember, $300,000. That's what she wanted. Seller carryback $300,000 because they are carrying the whole thing. We're not putting any money down. Payments. And guys, by the way, I'm not like the guru of seller finance. I know how to do it. And I know that if I mess something up, my title company or the agency that I'm going to work with will catch it. But I fill out as much as I need to. Seller carryback. Payments are going to be 14. What did we say, Henry? It was going to be 1432. Is that right?
Yeah, about that.
1432. That's right. 1432. So it says payments of 1432 flat fee, not to be applied towards the principal of 700,000. So we actually are going to apply this towards the principal. Payments of 14. So this was a previous deal that I did where I did not apply towards the principal. So I'm going to say this one is a little bit more confusing because I was just doing interest only payments with this guy. Let me see if I have a different one that I can just compare. Okay, this one might be a little bit easier to use. Purchase price assumption of current note is 165. Let's see, down payment to be paid directly to Utah Home. Acquisitions upon acceptance, buyer will have 1 day acceptance date to deliver earnest money in the amount of $3,500. The amount will be paid to part Utah Home. Both sides to close. Buyer to be responsible for paying all taxes and utilities. So that's something we're gonna have to add in ours to pay the utilities because she's not gonna be in charge of those. You want to write this stuff out so they feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Buyer to be responsible. So this is saying buyer to be responsible for all property taxes for 2022 and utilities. I would say buyer to be responsible for all property taxes and utilities after purchase. After close. Okay, so we're responsible for that. Let's see. Late fee of, so this protects the seller. Late fee of $95 of payment is not received after the 3rd of each month. We can put that in there. I don't care. That's just saying we got to make the payments to her or the property on time, which is we got to do that. Let's see. prorate April payment begins May 3rd. We'll continue. This one's pretty specific. I think the seller was tripping out. We'll see how specific we have to get with this one. Owner policy and all title fees paid by buyer. Okay, we'll do that.
So on line number 3, it say toward the principal of only $70.
No, I didn't finish making that one. Owner's policy and all title fees paid by buyer. Note due August 3rd. So this is saying when the note is due, right? The balloon payment. Buyer to pay $950 a monthly amount directly to initial seller, aka Daniel E. So this was paying it directly to them. Greg Wilding, the buyer, will be responsible, blah, blah, blah. So this deal this one I'm looking at that we did here was we stayed in the middle. We had a buyer, we seller financed the deal, and then we had a buyer pay us a fee, and then we stayed in the middle. That's why this was a little funky, but let's go back to this. Okay, payments of $1,432 flat rate to be applied towards the principal. I'm not going to write that. I'm going to say 4% interest rate. There you go, 4% interest rate. Payments of $14, late fee of $95. Buyer will be responsible. Owner's policy and titles. Insurance will be set to include the seller as a mortgagee. Payments begin the day after tenant vacates the property. Payments begin the day after tenants. Yeah, that's what we'll do because there are tenants in there. No guarantees of rent payment from current tenant. Note due 6 months. So this is 2 years after close of escrow. In a balloon payment, paying the remaining balance of, so again, 300,000, 4%. So we go down here to 2 years, which is 24 months. So we would basically owe her at the end of, that's how much we would owe her at the end of 2 years. So she's making all this interest. So I know this doesn't sound like a ton, but look, this is how much she would make. I'm on the wrong tab. Dang it. Okay, so 24 months, 24 pay periods. So by selling this house to us, she is going to get paid $288,750 after 2 years, right? Because it's gotten paid down. Note due 2 years after close of escrow and a balloon payment, paying the remaining balance of $288. So that's what she gets. And just so you know, like she's going to make this much in interest over the 2 years. Okay, so there's that. Dude, what is going on with this formula? Let's go. Come on. So maybe I go sum. I want this 24 periods. Okay, there you go. So she's making in interest over the next 2 years $23,592, right? And plus when we purchase the property out, so you add this together. So instead of selling the house for $300,000 and getting that, in 2 years she's getting an additional. She would basically over 2 years make an extra $23,000 on the sale of her home, $23,592, because she's selling it on terms and she's getting interest payments, right? So that enables her to get her price that she wants plus more money by waiting 2 years. Any questions?
23,592.
So all I did, Henry, is I took the interest over the 24 payments and I added them up, and that's how much she's making in interest over those since she's financing the deal. It's like what a bank would make.
All right, so she make 23,000 over 2 years.
Yeah, over 2 years in interest. And then if you add it together, she's really making $323,592 instead of selling it to me for $300,000. She's making extra money by financing me.
Oh, so this look better compared with when she goes selling with the realtor. Yeah, she making more.
Yeah, she makes way more money, but she just has to wait. That's the only thing. So if you wait, you get paid more. A lot of people don't want to wait. They'd rather just take the money and put it somewhere else. But yeah, maybe she's not in that situation. So anyway.
Nathan, I have a question. Sorry. Yeah. How I know that's benefit for the seller, but how does that benefit you guys if you're paying more?
So how that benefits us is we are buying a property with no money down and we're able to rent it out for let's say $2,000. So for an investment of our money, no money, right? Maybe some closing costs. We're making $568 a month, right? Times 24 payment periods. So we're making $13,626 a month minus expenses. Like if there's anything we got to take care of, right? on like a little investment, right? Does that make sense? Like there's actually like
Yeah.
no investment other than the closing costs and maybe some things we have to put up. Plus, when we sell the house, we're thinking that in the 24 payment periods, when we sell it, we're going to have to owe her 288,750, correct?
Uh-huh.
But we believe in 2 years that this house is probably going to be worth maybe 350, right? It's because it will appreciate. So this house versus it not being a deal at all because we can't afford to pay what she wants on a wholesale deal, we make in 5 years potentially $13,000 in payments on investment with $0. Plus, when we sell it for 350, we pay her off and we make the difference of 60,000 in 2 years.
Got it. So your goal is to basically sell it before the balloon payment is up.
Or refinance out of it and keep it, but make the difference. You can do a cash out refi and refinance out and make some money if it appraises for more.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense? That's why a lot of people do this, is because they're like, okay, if my balloon payment's in 5, 10, 15 years, I can refinance or sell the house when it appreciates. So let me explain. I did this in Utah. So I bought the guy's house from him. Nobody was willing to pay him $145 for it, like cash. So I said, look, dude, I can pay you $145 for your house, but I can do it in 5 years. Okay, I can balloon you out in 5 years, but I'll just take over the payments until then, right? So things got a little squirrely and he wanted to get paid out sooner and it already appreciated. So the house got appraised for 220, right? When I got it, and I was able to cash out refinance and get like 180 for it. I think that was the number. So if I had to pay him out 145 and I got 180, I was able to get that cash back out of it, right? Between 180 and 145. Actually, it wasn't that much, but does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's why people do it, because they bank on appreciation. So, and cash flow on an investment that didn't cost you any money. So that's why, do you see how this is such a powerful deal? In 2 years, we could make, even if you only made 20K in 2 years, it's a little investment you make to cash flow and to make, let's just say 30,000 on something you were going to make $0 on.
Yeah. Now, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but who goes on title?
So we would. So we're buying it subject to. So we're technically purchasing the property. She's just holding the loan in place because she has a mortgage on it. So we're buying it subject to. And by the way, again, I'm not the professional to learn from. I just know how to make the offer. And I would just say to everyone, like, hey, I'm not the seller finance expert. And that's probably a good thing for everyone that's watching. It's like, you don't need to be the expert to do seller finance deals. You just need a team behind you that can make sure you're doing it the right way. That's why I take this addendum, I fill it out, and I send it to my title company. I say, hey, is this all legit? Did I set it up right? Like I ask them every time and they're like, you're good. So I think it's a powerful place, or it's good to admit that like I'm not perfect and I don't expect to be perfect, because I want people to have my back in case I make a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and then you are trusting her to pay her mortgage.
No, so I'm not giving her the money. We would hire a company that would make the payments for me. So I can't remember what it's called, but there's companies that you give the money to and they pay the mortgage payment and they pay her out the difference. Because if you just give her the money, she could just pocket it and just run. So we're gonna put a place. I can't remember. I'm blanking, but it's one of these like escrow companies or that pay and they take care of all the payments and they actually document it. That's the best way you want to do it. I think it's loan servicing. Can't remember, but I could find out because I have a slide on it. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the note is due in 2 years. Seller to pay homeowners for the term. So yeah, the seller keeps the homeowner's insurance in place. Buyer to notify the seller when the current tenant vacates. Yeah, we want that too because there's tenants here. Servicing company. Thank you, Alonzo. Yeah, servicing company is what you would use to make the payment. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I have a question.
Go ahead, brother.
So is he include? Let's what the question again? Does he require any down payment to her, or she doesn't want any down payment?
I said I wasn't going to make her a down payment, and she said that was fine if I gave her asking price. So
so no down payment required. All right.
Yeah, and sometimes like most people that do seller finance don't want to put any money down or little money down because the thing is, if you put money down, it kind of sometimes ruins the math on the deal and not making it a good investment. Because if you got to put money down, you might as well just get a traditional mortgage, right? But it depends how much money they want down. Like sometimes sellers want like 100K down. So we're saying right here, purchase price 300,000, seller carryback. She's carrying this back. Let's see, payments 1432. Alonzo says they send her the money that you pay in payments. Yes. All right. Late fee, buyer to be responsible for all property taxes and utilities after close of escrow. Cool. Owner's policy and all title fees paid by buyer. Insurance will be set up to include the seller as a mortgagee. You nobody knows what that means, but it needs to be put in there. Payments begin the day after tenants vacate property. I don't want to pay if the tenants are there. Note due 2 years after close of escrow and a balloon payment, paying the remaining balance of 287. Okay, because what it is, that's what it breaks down to. Seller to pay homeowner insurance for the term. Buyer to notify the seller when the current tenant vacates. Okay, that's it. We send this over to her. That's what this is what it looks like. Now, if you sent this over and got it signed and you sent it to a title company, they would know exactly what to do. That we missed, they would figure out, right? They're not going to close, a title company is not going to close a deal unless it's all tip top in shape, right? So this isn't the only thing you need. You actually need a purchase agreement. So let me show you guys how to fill that out. But before I move on, is there any questions, Henry?
Yes. So where can I find this contract? It does in the mind map.
It is in the mind map. You dang right, brother. So if you go right here, because you're part of the club and part of the mentorship, if you go to step number 6 on negotiating and making offers, if you go to contracts, you have every contract you'll ever need. Creative financing, lease options. It gives you every contract there's a lot of different ways to fill out contracts, but I like doing the addendum because that's how I learned. But yeah, you get it all in here, brother.
All right, great. Yeah.
Okay, so we have this, and now it's time to download this and send it over to her for her to sign. I'm going to call her because I don't want to just send it and hopefully she signs. I want to send it and go through it with her and see if she has any questions. So we'll see. So we're going to go to the DocuHub. What is it? PandaDoc. All right, man. Have you ever filled out a contract? Let's get it done. All right, so we're going to go new document, blah. Okay, so this is my main real estate purchase contract. It's battle tested, battle approved. Here we go. So I am the buyer and she is the seller. Okay, Noel. Okay, continue. All right, so here's the date. We need the property address. And there's a lot of different CRMs that like you can put your contracts in and it will like automatically fill it out. But okay, so the purchase price is 300,000, right? But what we do is we say see addendum for terms, right? And then that's how they know that we're purchasing on terms, seller finance terms, right? So acceptance, I usually don't give them a due diligence acceptance period because I don't care if they sign it, they do or they don't. Earnest money, I usually put like $100 down, and if they say anything, I'll just say, look, like we're either gonna buy it or not. I can put more money down. I just usually do $100. Close date, let's do on or before 3/31 because I think that's the time they get out of there, the current tenants. So, but maybe we can close sooner. It's on or before, okay? And then we put the information. Oh, well, okay, we're going to delete that. Okay, so this is buyer. This is me. This is her. Shoot, this contract says Utah Home Acquisitions. That's the wrong LLC. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I can still buy it in the LLC. I can change it. I can just wholesale it to myself and change the LLC. Or maybe I can just cross it out. So I'm actually just going to change it right now. It's not look good, does it? I don't care. We're going to go here, put that in there. Copy that son of a gun. Does this seem hard, Henry, or you feel like this is something you could do?
Yeah, I think I could fill out the contract.
Yeah, man, you got this, bro. 100%. Okay, so I'm going to put my LLC, Ventures of Nathan Payne, enter. Such a terrible LLC name. I made it when I was like 20.
Yeah, that's a long name for LLC.
It's horrible, man. I know. It's terrible.
So can you able to change the LLC name or it stuck with you forever?
I think it's stuck with you forever, dude, to be honest. I know. I'm stuck, dude. I made a terrible LLC name and I'm stuck. It's all good though. I don't think people read LLC names and think anything of it. I've never been like, oh wow, that's a great LLC name. Okay, so it says this contract is made on blank between Noel, seller whose property is blank, and Ventures of Nathan Payne, and or assigns buyer. So that allows you to assign it, but I also say I'm going to sign it. Buyer may assign contract below. See addendum for seller finance. All right, that's it, Henry. What do you think, man?
Look
That's
good to me.
Looks good to me. Looks good to you. So we send this over to her, and then I'm going to call her and walk her through it. But this is only one portion of the contract. Yeah. So Alonzo, so I was doing business with my business partner, and now I'm doing business by myself. So this is our LLC that we did together. So that's the difference. All right. So I'm going to send this. All right. We're going to send that. All right. So that's one we did. Now we need to do another one, but I can sign my part right here. Henry, you think she'll sign today?
I hope so. She look like she doesn't trust agent anymore.
Well, it honestly doesn't even matter if she has an agent, because this could be just done with us. Like we wouldn't need to be involved. All right. So we're going to go here. We're going to go back. We have one more paper to fill out. So we got to go. Now we have to send the addendum, which is seller finance addendum right here. And I'm never too worried about making a mistake on paperwork, Henry, because again, you can always just fix it. Not a big deal, or you can catch it later. So I just want to let you know, don't ever really trip if you don't know exactly if you're filling it out right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna put all the fields in there. We're gonna put the date. This is the date that I sign. Seller. All right, so it's me, and then I got my signature. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's make this a little smaller. Okay, then we go her. We go signature. We go date. And then please print. Why not? Initials. I don't like that it says please print. I probably got to switch that out. How's she going to print on there? She can't write it. Text field, signature, initials, date. Text field. Yeah, maybe she just got to write it out. We'll go here, text field. Okay. All right, Henry, here it is. You ready? Let me read it one more time. So we're purchasing it for $300,000, seller carryback $300,000. I'm a little iffy on the seller carryback, if that's the right way to say it, but we'll see. Okay. If it's not, it's all good. Like I said, I ain't the guru, but I know how to get it done. Payments of $1,432, 4% interest, late fee of $95, not received on the 3rd. Buyer to be responsible for our property taxes and utilities after close of escrow. Owner policy and all title fees paid by buyer. Insurance will be set as a mortgage E. Payment begin the day after tenant vacates property. Note due 2 years after close. In a balloon payment, paying the remaining balance of blah, blah, blah. Seller to pay homeowner's insurance for the term. Buyer to notify the seller when the current tenant vacates the property. What do you think, Henry? Ready to send this off?
Yep.
Let's get it done. All right. And in the CRM, because we are sending the offer, what do we do with the CRM? We got to update the stage. So right here, we're going to go to the stage, opportunities, offer was made. Oh, all right. I guess I already made the offer. This is already in that stage. So now I need to get it under contract. So I need to call her right now and see if I can get it done. You believe I can get it done live?
Yep.
Let's give her a call right now, Henry, because that's what we do. We call, we go over the contract. You just don't send a contract and just pray that they sign it, because that's a waste of your time. You want to call and see if you can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to sign it right there. Noel, how are you? I was wondering, do you have any questions for me about the agreement? I wanted to actually walk you through it to see if there was anything I could answer for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does that work? Yeah. So I would need to do an inspection. I didn't put like a due diligence deadline just because I try to get it done like really fast. When are they supposed to get out of the property? Did you say June? Okay. Okay, March 31st by noon, you're saying. Let me we can always change the close date a little further out if we need to. They're supposed to get out by noon. Do you think they'd have a problem if I went in there just for like an hour or so just to check it out before close? Yeah. Yeah, I would give them the exact date and time so they would know. Yeah, so it wouldn't be like just randomly, we wouldn't just show up. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that to you. So let me do this. Let me on the contract. I'll change your name. I will what else? I will push the date just a little back just in case there's any problems. But if we do an inspection, I want you just to check and just let them know, like, maybe just say, hey, I'm going to send some people over for maintenance, just so they don't really care what's going on. I don't think they would even care because they don't own it, but then we can go in there and look at it. And I wouldn't mind closing sooner, and you can just forward me the payment, because if you want to get this done sooner, I mean, all I need to do is go check it out, and then we can be ready to go. Okay. All right. So I'll just change that, and I'll call you when it's ready. And then if you're good to sign, then we'll start the process immediately. I'll call you right back. Let me fix it. Yeah. So there's just two documents. There's the real estate purchase contract, and then there's the seller finance addendum that just explains how we're going to make the payments and all those terms. Okay. Let me just double check and make sure it came back on my side. And I'm going to go take a look at these other properties that you have. Are you open on the other properties that you have? Are you open to selling those on terms as well? Okay, so you said only one can be an installment payments. How come the other one can't? Is it okay, so you need to just sell that one and get that money out of it. Okay. Which one are you able to do the installment sale with it? Oh, okay. So either one. Gotcha. Either one, but you just need at least one to be able to sell. What other investments are you trying to do? Just so I know, maybe I come across something that might work for you. Okay, so if I can find you through my network, if I come across anything that's in Long Beach or Santa Ana or in California, you're interested in those? And are you wanting single family or multifamily? Okay. And I'm just curious, because I'm an investor, obviously, like yourself. What made you want to leave Florida and go back to California, since you were investing in Florida so much? Yeah, I get that. So as it's just kind of, maybe it's a little bit of a stress since it's all the way out on the other side of the country. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Well, I go to Florida a lot for my job, so I think it's a good trade-off. You give me terms, and I'm able to pay what you want, and yeah, we can work out. And like I said, I'll look at the other ones. Are the other ones, before I look at them, are they listed? Are both of them listed on the market with an agent? So if we're to work together on terms, and the agent doesn't need to be involved, because we're just working together. But if I purchase it like traditionally, like through a mortgage or something like that, traditional financing or even a cash, I think the agent they're obligated to get their commission and fee, but I don't think so if it's through like a installment. I'll look at it, but this one that we just signed on, that one was not listed currently, right? You took it off? Okay. I think we can get past the other one on the installment, but so I might be able to help you on the other one, but if you can't sell both on installment, you probably might just have to wait. Okay, well, I'll look at it. Thank you, Noel. I appreciate your time, and I'll be reaching out to you when we're starting our due diligence, and I'll tell you what time, and you just let me know what works best for you to reach out to the tenants and let me know. Have a good one. Yep, bye. Wow, Henry, you did it, bro. You did it, buddy.
Wait, did she sign that?
Yeah, bro, she's already signed it right here. Look, Panda document has been signed. We just signed an agreement. Let's get it.
Wow.
How you feeling, buddy?
Wow, she fast.
Dude, this is amazing. This is great.